the other.
Welcome back.
With that other guy, we could have friggin' sounds in there.
But we can with this one as well. We have 4 spots.
Oh, no way.
So we'll get the jingle in. We'll get the jingle
Sexual.
out.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, and
Click A or B right now.
What the hell is that?
There's a sound pad.
Dude, that sounded like the Fox video game.
there's the jingle right there, whatever that was.
By the way, you can.
Wow, those are
there's
so
that
loud.
knob. Yeah. Hit it again.
Those couldn't be louder.
Yeah.
Did you pick those?
We'll put no, those are default.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put a Tupac.
Yeah.
Film it as D.
Dude, we need that. Can we readjust the sounds on there, dude?
Yeah, you can change.
We can do everything. Yeah. Anything is possible for those 4 slots.
Okay.
Okay. So anyways, you got a fucking grill. What's going on?
I'm gonna tell you. Go to this tab, Ninja Woodfire Grill. Okay, so I'm good at my job, and I got some money, and they gave me, and I bought this.
So this is the preloaded MasterCard. This is what you spent?
I some of it. Okay, so
4 bills. 4 bills.
This guy free.
By the way, Ninja doesn't fuck around. Number
They
one,
don't.
they don't
No,
fuck
they
around.
don't.
But continue.
This review on this is incredible. So I literally used it first time last night. That's legit what it looks like. That picture with
It
the
steams
smoke.
as well.
No. You put pellets in the side of it.
Yeah,
and
Rogan style.
And it'll make smoke.
Yeah.
I smoked steak and sausage last night. It almost blew my face off.
Is it cooking it via steam or heat as well?
No, it's like grilling it.
but it's hitting it with
and then
smoke as well.
Smoke.
Yo, I had a buddy's bachelor. We're trying to figure out the game plan for a brisket. But it's only a 7-inch interior though. Oh, 7-in-1. Okay, so it's how big is it?
You could. It says there.
Can you put a
could
brisket in there though?
How big a brisket?
Like full size brisket's pretty big.
Brisket's
Control
pretty
F brisket. See if someone already asked about this.
Yeah, 100%. Control F brisket. Oh my
No,
god, that's command.
That's Playboy. That's all the way to Mac.
You're trying to search
This guy's
the
going
whole.
to bird eye.
You're trying to search the whole desktop's membrane.
Control F doesn't search here.
You got to. Are you clicking
dude.
Chrome?
Command
F.
Command F, homie.
There we go, Playboy.
There it is, homeboy.
Oh shit!
So much cooler than when
9
you said.
pound.
Or barbecue a whole 9-pound brisket. See, that's why I got to control. For those of you watching the video, I hope you appreciate the shelving that we try to
Control Alahay.
cover up last time. 6. So amazing decision, huh?
It's amazing.
What?
It's,
Ninja Woodfire.
It's the smoky flavor that is infused into the meat.
Yeah.
I'm blown away.
Yo, do me a favor, and if you iMessage this to me right now, is that all captured on OBS?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it. Well, just
I'll
do me a
save
favor.
this
Put
one.
this link to the side.
Yeah. Link this in the
I
description.
got a whole conversation with the guy.
We're gonna
about
drop
brisket
this link in
plans.
the description. Tonight's video isn't sponsored by
Guys, remember,
Ninja Woodfire Grill.
close but way off /ninja and get nothing off of this.
What was it what you were seeing when you saw the logo? I saw our logo and I was like, it's close but way off. Like something about it.
You're like, but
something
seriously,
about
though,
it
it's not
pissed
done.
me off almost. I was
Really?
like, this is pissing me off.
I wouldn't say nothing about it pissed me off. It just didn't seem done.
It almost looked like a level before complete.
Yeah. That it seems like it's missing that last bit of detail.
Almost texture for me.
I'm playing around with the idea of like
For me.
losing the color and just make it like imagine black and just the outline of everything we're doing in white. So it's just we're black and white and close but way off.
Are you that high level? You can do that?
Yeah, it's very
The
easy.
silhouettes,
It's very
right?
easy. Not even like silhouettes. Just imagine flipping it where all that you see is just white marking over black of me and you doing the fucking target thing, and then it's written in color. Just because right now it's a little like Nickelodeon-y.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Like that's a 14 to 17 minute show.
Yeah. Or age range as well. Yeah.
Okay, so jumping way off of what we're talking about. Why the frick were you late to your comedy show on Thursday? So back to context, a boss
The exact same thing
club.
happened to
We
me.
work at this club that they're basically like, hey, be here at 30 minutes before the show, or we don't like that. And a boss is always late. I've literally never worked at time at that club where a boss has come 30 minutes before.
Because I'm like, dog, I know the show starts at 8:30. I'll come at 15 minutes before. But here's the thing. The same exact thing happened to me in the corporate days.
Dog.
Where I would come right before a plane boards.
Wait.
Closer and
Whoa.
closer and closer till you finally get rejected.
What's right before?
Right before?
Yeah, like
Delta
you're
close-
playing. It says boarding 150. When are you getting there?
I may enter the airport at 1:30.
I don't want to hear this type of talk.
Yeah.
Why?
So for years when I was in the,
why?
I just had this is how I got my. When you're doing a
1:30.
when
What
you're
about
doing a
security?
career or you're doing a job you don't like, you find ways to get
Push
your
it.
thrill. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh my
You
god.
find
yeah.
ways. I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm like waiting in the car, waiting for it to hit 1:30. You know what I mean, bro?
You're there
let-
at 1.
But for years, I realized that whenever I was in Michigan, whenever I had to fly anywhere, every time I was in the airport, I was sprinting. Every time I was ever in the airport, I was sprinting with my luggage. Finally pushed it to the level where Delta did not let me on the flight. They're like, sorry. I'm like, but it hasn't taken off. Sorry, we don't board with blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah.
missed that, fucked up that whole day, learned my lesson. Then I made it like, okay, you got to go get a meal before, so you're good. Same shit happened with Absolute, where it's like I showed up at 8 and it's just been and now it's like getting into the monotony of things and like you're pushing it right. I want to arrive where they play that little jingle and the host goes up, right?
So
You're
an
I pushed it.
You're an
and I pushed-
asshole?
I don't call that an asshole.
Okay.
I don't call it an asshole. If
Are
I'm
you-
going up
you're-
first,
You're a dick?
no, not at all. You're just trying to add something. Don't mischaracterize me, bro.
You're disrespectful.
Anyways, so on this occasion,
But why? Why would you with the flight? I mean, I know you don't like the job, but why? Why do
'Cause I
you want to
hate
be?
hanging-
Why do you want to be sprinting through the?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. But I never thought about the fact that I am sprinting every time. You know what? Why?
You probably look good sprinting.
Thank you. I do. I think about
Good-
the form. I think
you have
I'm
a good-
aware. I have awareness.
I feel like he has good posture when he runs.
He has Tom Cruise posture.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. You know why? Because I'm burdened with too much self-awareness. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I want people to think that I have good core and like I run in life.
Nobody would
And I'm
even.
dying inside.
Nobody watching this video. If I was a spectator watching this video, of the two of us, I'd be like, "Oh, Jordan just woke up, not a boss."
Yeah, I literally just woke up. My girl's like,
You're
"You
doing
got a
your
podcast."
airport shit with us on the podcast. He's like, "How fucking much can I sleep till these guys have to be here?"
No, I had set an alarm for 9 a.m. I'm not like that. These guys are in my house working.
He's awake in bed at 9 a.m. going, "I'm waiting in bed."
I hear a saw going here. What the fuck are these motherfuckers doing? But you know why? Because growing up, my dad, if we were flying anywhere, we would pull up to the airport a full 3 to 4 hours in advance, and it traumatized me when I was a kid.
That traumatized you?
Because we
Was he
would not
beating you
buy
at the
we would
airport?
not buy it doesn't matter if everyone's hungry. No one's getting a sandwich. No one's getting anything because
yeah.
the flight has meals back in
Yeah,
the day
back
when
in
they
the
had
day,
shit,
yeah.
right? So I would just be there 3 hours. By the way, that's why I recently truly felt like I made it. When I went to New York, I got in Pearson, and as I was walking from the security to my gate, I walked through what's it called, duty free.
Okay.
And I for the first time in my life, I felt like, you know, the whole thing, like, when we make it, bro, I think I made it in my mind. I
Yeah.
was like, the fact that
You've
I
achieved
could
it.
buy anything in this airport. Like, there's no Rolex stores at the airport. Right?
Okay, so that's why.
The most expensive thing is like a $200 top shelf wine or something like that. But
or like Ray-Bans. You can
oh,
get some
Ray-Bans,
Ray-Bans.
$350, exactly.
yeah.
But I'm like, man, the first half of my life, I was in airports where it's like, don't fucking look at anything, don't touch anything, and now I'm like,
You can
I
have
could
it
buy
all.
anything in here, and I want none of it. I feel like I've made it.
Well,
But anyways, going
could
back
buy-
to Absolute.
You could buy it. You could buy it incrementally. But yes, that's the club.
Do you have yeah, exactly. Hi there. Do you have a payment plan?
Do you have a payment plan? I would like to buy all of the items.
I made it. I don't know if you tuned into my mind there.
Well, they're just very specific on the time over there.
Oh man, it reminded me of military days. It was awesome. I actually respect him more for what he did.
What's interesting is that
Full berated, like it was like I haven't had a man yell at me since I entered comedy for comedy purposes. I have never had someone yell at me like that.
also, do you know how good it feels to yell at somebody when you know you're right?
And I took it on the chin too. I let him have it.
Well,
too.
but like, what are you gonna say? Like, he set up this thing that's not. It's not necessarily wrong. It's not necessarily right. It's just whatever. It's like, be here at this time, and as soon as you break that barrier, all repercussions around that thing, he wins.
100%. The old me would have been like, man, I'm the dog. This. I was like, I
had to fuck
I
her
said
again.
nothing. Yeah, exactly. I had to hit it twice. I have to bust twice before I perform because I'm an idiot.
Imagine we're that cool where you're like, but dude,
yo, man, sorry, bro. I was caught up in some pussy, bro. And then he's like, oh,
And
well,
you
why
don't
don't you say so?
and you don't have that relationship with him. But then he's like, wait, if he's telling me how much pussy
It's
he's
Sean.
getting-
Imagine Sean would go, oh, Why don't you say so?
Well, fuck.
But he fully screamed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm to the point that I'm assuming the wait staff heard it too. But I was like, I'm so sorry. And then I went up. What the funniest part is, obviously, someone yelling at you before you perform comedy, before you entertain.
Yeah, the fun.
Upbeat people. That's odd. But then at the end, I had a good set. I go back out to get my little $20, and then he acts like the yelling never happened.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, boss, you out of here?" And he gets up, "Oh, you out of here?" And he has a 20 in his hand. Okay, well, and then I'm just like, okay with it.
You know
that
what?
was such a big yell. You got to be like, look, it was.
You're
I
his.
apologize about the volume.
You're his Simu Liu.
Yeah, exactly right.
You're his where he's like, I can't seem to wrangle him in.
This guy's.
Hey,
I told him, hey, the art in the green room is not making me feel
this is
respected.
the most stressful 20 I give out all night. But thank you for your hard work.
I'm like, damn, this guy might be dealing with some hemorrhoids. I'm gonna let him.
It's probably
I'm
been
gonna let him have this.
it's
one.
probably been $20, 15, 20 years.
Dude, I recently read a book. Fucking.
That was
what's his name?
$18?
Yeah, yeah, literally, that's it. We're just talking about things that are $18. Dude, like fucking socks one time.
I bought 3.
Mark Norman. No, not Mark Norman. What's his name? He just died.
McDonald?
Norm Macdonald.
Norm.
He was talking about doing shit with Breslin Yucks, like literally in 82, 78, some shit.
In a
like
book
that.
you're reading.
He has a book called Based on a True Story. And it's the same money.
Yeah.
From like 80 or 78, something like that.
Jesus.
It's $25. In fact, it was more back then.
Yeah.
You got 50 for the set.
Wow.
It's less.
When did they downgrade the
Bro, they have a system where you book. They locked me in for 2 guest sets
Okay.
for a Saturday night, 2 packed shows. Saturday night,
Toronto.
Toronto, unpaid.
Oh wow. What was
I'm
any,
like,
was any words exchanged?
No, that's just they're like
Deal?
we have 2 features, the headliner, the MC, and we always leave room for guests. And I'm like, but
Oh.
I put in the submission system to be like on it.
But wait, you were the guest.
I'm a guest, but like I said, like, hey, I'm available. I want to be on it.
So to them, they're like, this is worth no money.
They always have guests, which I get it. You know, you got to practice your craft, but it's also like, yo, like to be guests, you have to be with Yucks.
Yeah.
So you're only guesting rostered people, and you're coming at a show. Give somebody a fucking 10, a 15. What is this bullshit? Fuck this industry. It's like, what?
You have something on your.
Well, I think they
Thank you,
just-
bro. I was about to go off. This was gonna be very clippable.
I think they
Yo, it's like,
just.
this nigga's going off.
I
Fix
think
your
they
beard.
just don't make any money. They don't make any money.
Well, Yucks doesn't do the free thing, so they actually make some money. Yeah. And
Who's
Yucks
keep-
seems to have more
Who's
food
keeping it?
options than Absolute. I'm not actually sure.
I'm pretty sure all the food at those places is.
No, the wings are good.
The wings?
Yeah.
How do you fuck those up though?
Yeah. You can't.
You can't.
That's why they're on the menu, bro.
Yeah. I'm doing the showcase over there on next Tuesday.
Good for you, bro. You're going to smash.
I don't know about that.
But
they
you're
have
gonna,
a certain flavor.
No, you're going to kill, and it's going to do nothing because nothing is connected.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
No one's coming up to me, shake my hand after.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing is connected in the
Okay.
sense that, like, if you do great, it's not like things start falling into place.
Should I show anyone my penis?
Yo, that could be the angle, dog.
Has anyone ever shown like be like, hey, you want to see this? I'm a comedian. You
Like
want to
on
see
stage,
what I
I'm
got?
saying?
No, just being like, I want you to sign me. This is what my penis looks like.
Yeah. President's like, he's standing, he sits back down. He's like,
Okay.
do you have a car? I do. All right. What's your email?
He's like, Jim Carrey did the same thing to me in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah. This guy's gonna be a star.
This guy's gonna be huge. Small dick though.
Tiny.
Oh, that's funny. Fuck, dude. Okay. What? What do you got in your pocket? You got snacks for you?
No, my phone. I'm just looking at the camera. What's popping?
Oh, are the
We're just-
wildfires going
we're-
to affect us over there in Europe?
No, in Europe.
Europe?
No, because the wildfires are in the boonies. See? Yeah, see that?
Oh, dude. Hit me. I think I look great. I need a bit
No,
of
no,
dark.
you're in the zone. So
I need a bit of dark for sure. Look at me.
We gotta.
Dude, I look like a fucking Twilight
gotta
cover.
hone it in. It's gonna be sick.
I look like my fucking Twilight cover, dude. Fuck.
Fucking right. What's new? What's popping? So you got a bunch of so listen to this shit. I got a fucking offer. I booked the role, but I had to give it up because of the tour. How fucking crazy is that? The
Which
first thing I
role?
booked all year. It's a cop role in an indie movie in Hamilton.
Fuck.
That's full actor.
Why didn't you just... You don't care about acting.
I do. It's one day on set. It's one day on
So why
set.
didn't you
I
do
gave
it?
them 10 days that I
Yeah.
can do it, and they're like, I'm like, fuck them. I mean, like, I gave
Yeah.
them 10 possible days they could work, but they just don't want to be locked into like a tiny roles.
Dude,
which I get, but I'm like,
If they ever are like... if the...
once we get big, then
Abba-
they're like, we'll make it work.
Abbas Wahab, we would like you to be on NCIS.
I'll do it.
Yeah, my mom can't wait for you to be on that
She's
shit.
thinking about that right now.
Oh my god.
Ma'am, please.
Would you just see yourself with this shit, like whatever the freaking intro music is, and then you just see a boss? That face turn, where he's like looking over here, and then it's like the show starts, and his freaking face turns into the camera. It's perfect.
Those ones are always so
I could see it
creepy.
work.
Where they're just
I
like-
feel like it's yeah. Where do you see yourself? What do you want to be in?
Okay, couple roles that I could see myself killing.
Hit it.
Do you ever seen the Law-Abiding Citizen?
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx's lawyer role?
Yeah.
I could murder shit like
You
that.
like that?
Like
I could do
down
the
lawyer.
Gerald Butler shit.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I
Actually, you could, but you don't have that like. And I'm not even on the level of Jamie
No,
Foxx,
no,
so
no.
it's like we're both
Yes.
we're both lacking on
Yes.
both fronts. But like Gerard Butler's got that like I was fucking.
He looks like a
I
real.
was, I
he
was
looks
what's
like a
his
real
name?
man.
Yeah, I was
I need to get.
Gladiator. I was a gladiator.
I need
You
to.
would not book Gladiator.
I need to put more weight.
But that's
on.
Russell Crowe, not Gerard Butler.
Yeah,
Is that Russell
law-abiding
Crowe?
citizen. That's Gerard Butler, dude.
Wasn't that Russell Crowe?
No.
Gerard Butler. He's just got
Hit
that.
it.
I was mixing the two up.
Yeah, they're close. They're both
close.
Australian or
They're
something
kinda
like that.
No,
close.
no. They both. Okay, so Gerald.
They both fuck.
Gerard.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Gerald? Gerard. Gerard was in 300.
Aneurysm's coming soon, dog.
Russell, Gladiator.
Gotcha. Okay,
So
so
they
they
both
both been fighting shirtless.
They both
Good.
held swords shirtless and
Gotcha. But yeah, I could see you doing that thing. But like, you
I need
just
to be
lacking. You're more of the. You're more of like.
I have a very gay stature.
Yeah, absolutely. the
Dude,
mustache
gay
isn't
guys,
helping.
dude, gay guys love me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The DMs that I get are all like 40-year-old dudes.
Yeah.
That they
I
all
could turn you.
And you know what's funny is it's such an interesting approach that they take. It's so friendly off the top, which actually, if
You're like, I get it. I'm actually meeting a guy for coffee next
if
week.
you're a young guy who's trying to hit on women, you will learn a lot if a gay guy hit on you, because then you'll be like, oh, this would work better for the ladies. They're like, hey man, love your stuff, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, I'll do you. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
sick.
Hey, man,
Thanks,
love your stuff.
Oh, sick. Thanks, man.
so you've been into the city a long time?
Yeah. I've been in like for years. I've been just doing my thing here.
Oh wow, yeah. What area of town you living in?
Oh, like like uptown.
Oh, can I fuck your ass?
This guy's good. Can I fuck yours too?
I mean, now I'm gonna have to get out of here, man. I don't know.
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
That's so fucking funny, man.
No, but that was perfect. But they're so much more friendly. They're like, hey man, like where you love your stuff, like where you been, you want to get a drink sometime, and then you always say, yeah, I'll bring my wife, and then they never talk to you again.
Yeah, that's so funny. I'll bring my wife.
Like, no, is she gonna film us kissing? You're like, what? No.
I just got approached by some chick on the gram saying, come do something called Naked News. Google Naked News. You ever heard of this?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah?
Isn't there like a naked news woman?
Naked News Toronto. Type that in.
I don't know, maybe I've heard of this because of Che?
Yeah, type that first one.
This one?
Yeah. Is that like a Toronto thing? I don't know. She's like...
Oh, did she reach out to you because she just wants to see?
Yeah, this chick right here.
Oh,
Marina
yeah,
Valmont.
she's the naked news lady.
Yeah. So you know her? You've seen her before?
I don't know her. I've heard of this.
So it's so funny because to she's like, yeah, let's do a fucking interview about like your come up and everything, whatever the fuck. But then I'm like, this is one of those things where it's like, your girl will find out after the fact.
Yeah.
And it looks nefarious.
Well, the fact that you didn't tell her.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna do it because it's not like I'm naked. I'm just fucking answering questions like anything else.
And
You don't
how-
know that.
How
I'm walking through you guys. I'm trying to. I'm having you guys
How
be like,
naked is
tell
she
me.
though when you're answering the?
Well, ideally fully. I mean,
Ideally fully?
She's not. She's just in this shit. Her whole thing is like sex or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So she's gonna be like tits all
Ideally
smushed.
fully.
Nah, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking
So why is it naked news? That's the brand.
I have no idea.
That's the brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to make
Sex
news
sells, dog.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know.
Sex ain't cheap except on.
She's like, so when did you know you're funny? I'm like, I'm erect right now.
When
Sorry,
did you
come
know?
again? Yeah,
That's also such an interesting
You have a
question.
pillow. The edits don't line up. There's just more pillows on your lap.
You know what's
That's
weird about
actually
that question
great.
is like, when did you know you're funny? It's actually more of a question for them asking than me telling. Because you don't have a moment where you're like, give me a mic.
Yeah,
Give me a mic. I can do. It's like not when it,
Yo,
you just have a hunch.
sit in front of me for a sec, real quick.
You
I
have
got
a
something
hunch
for you.
that I've sucked at everything else. Maybe I won't suck at this.
No, it's like at one point you realize that whenever you add to something, your goal is to make people laugh. Like that.
Well, I think we all realized when we were funny was when you started having multiple interactions a day where you said something and somebody said, "Man, that's really funny."
Oh yeah, like and then at one point for me, it turns to your exclusive identity.
Yes.
Where you're like, I
the
don't,
funny guy.
my place is not to say anything that's not funny.
Yes.
I just say the funny.
Yes.
And that actually I don't know if
Ruins
you
your life a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
Did you grow up with people where you were like straight up like the clown? And then you
Yeah, I
go
was the
back and
funny
see
guy.
them and they're like, yo, this guy's
Yes.
so, yo, say, like, you're like, now
Like,
that you're
dude,
getting
yo.
it up, do the thing.
Dude,
do the
put your
thing.
head through this
Yo,
thing
yo,
again,
do the
man.
fucking thing,
Yes.
man. You fucking, this fucking guy.
Dude, one
man.
time I was also the funny guy, but also the guy, and I would just try to push it and do shit that was just ridiculous. I once went to a New Year's party.
Put his pants down. Fuck me in the ass.
No.
Yo, politics is
honestly,
so funny.
honestly, like
Yo, put it in deep.
if I had kept going, maybe like it was probably gonna get there.
Yeah.
It was one time I went to a New Year's party and I was like, I can walk on glass. I'll show you. I threw a beer bottle on the ground and I just walked on it barefoot. As my foot touched the glass, immediately I started to bleed. I immediately had a humongous iceberg size piece of glass wedged into my foot. I go down like I got knocked out in UFC. My foot for the rest of the night is like this, just in the air. And that was it. I literally like took myself out of the party. It was the beginning of the New Year's party. Everything that happened was just me like hobbling. It was just, I made my night harder to do.
Dude, you see Jordan? Oh, man, he's crazy.
And that's
bro.
all anybody talked about. They were like, "Oh my god!" And there was so many fights that happened that night. It was that, and oh man, Paul Chico stepped on this glass. It was like,
Yeah, he's
so
crazy, bro. He
stupid.
walks on glass.
I just
I thought he
wanted
was Jesus,
I
like
just
a lesser
wanted
Jesus.
the eyes, man. I just
Yeah.
wanted the eyes
I
on
know.
me.
I know. Tupac wanted the same thing too. Remember the album All Eyes on Me?
You know what's funny is those dudes that played with the Tigers. Same thing. They're like, "Yeah, I'll show you."
Just a weird angle of doing it. Huh?
Yeah, man. They're just like, "I can tame this thing." You're like, "Why? Why is this it, dude?"
I a couple days ago I emceed YMCA YMCA released
Ignited.
a thing called YMCA Ignite.
Oh.
It's a job training portal. They pretty much just summarized YouTube for like $20 million. All right. I don't know what they're about 100 million, whatever the fucking budget is, but the launch event was there, and RBC's the corporate executives, corporate partners rather. So they're there saying their bullshit. And it was just so fucking funny because they made a panel of women, like specialists, who were like crazy diverse, like obscenely diverse. Obscenely, like YMCA looks like, and if you look at the auditorium of the top YMCA people, whatever the fuck that means, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just looks like
Benetton ad.
it looks like YMCA. Their whole hiring process is like them going to like Sherwin-Williams. What's the paint thing? Sherwin-Williams, whatever
Yeah,
the fuck.
the paint, yeah,
They just
Sherwin-Williams.
get the thing, and they're like, "This is the color palette we're looking to hire."
You know what
They
Benetton
look like
is?
they're hiring by the palette. You
You
understand?
know what Benetton is? The United Things of Benetton.
No, what is that?
It's like look it up. It's like a clothing company, but they did the United Nations of Benetton, and it's just like extreme diversity. Benetton. It's
You ever
just
see
like a
so much
fashion
diversity
brand.
it makes you uncomfortable?
Yeah. Well, I can't say that.
Yo, like I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so.
These people are all from completely different tribes. They have nothing besides, and then someone goes, but they're all humans.
Yes, but they're all people.
They're all people. Is their blood not red? Well, besides the Inuit guy, they have the blue blood phenomenon.
What's weird about it is what brings people together is their differences and likenesses, but sometimes their likeness is that they observe a difference in another culture. Like Italians have a thing about where the way Greeks are, or it's the same thing. Like everybody has that. It's kind of like the commonplace, but there's a fine line of like, well, you can't hate, but
we do.
That's the context, I think, of it a little bit.
I like that learning from the immigrant section is that everyone beefs the people closest to them.
Yes.
Remember Springfield, Shelbyville? Whoever's right across the fence is your biggest rival all the time. That's why the Greeks and the Italians beefing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
The Americans and Canadians, the Sudanese and Egyptians. It's always whoever you can see. You fuck. That's them, man.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's almost as if like those are the only people you could beef with. Like,
Exactly. That's the only option. It's them.
It's just
Fuck them.
they're just right
Fuck
there.
those guys.
Yeah. Now we have the internet, so now you could internationally beef people.
But so at this YMCA thing, they make a panel of these 4 women, and then they start taking questions from everyone in the auditorium, and all these kids are in like remote calling, and executives are remote. All the questions are progressively getting scarier as AI questions. They're all AI questions.
Really?
One of them is like, do you think it's important to be like, geographic? This is to hire. Does your geography count? Then the next question is like, how do we prepare our youth for the AI? Okay, and then slowly, and then like these random finance women are like, I'll take this one. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
So practiced.
I'll take a shot at it. Like they're up at batter. Like,
And then they start saying that shit with like too many words. They're like, well, in preparation for AI, we've actually identified a few key markets, and you're like,
oh no,
what the
dude,
fuck?
legit.
I know,
The
they
one
do that.
RBC guy, I did a video where I was like, the one RBC guy, they dropped the word empower so many times, I had to bite the inside of my lip to not laugh. Because the one guy would say empower, and he would work backwards off empower. He goes, it would be long pauses after empower. He goes, by empowering our Canadian youth, we empower their futures. I was like, get the fuck out of here, man. But the final question, some old lady in the back goes, yeah, hi. I was in high school in the 80s. Yeah, I'm not old. She waited for a laugh. She got a pop. She got a pop. She got a pop. It was nice. I'm like, she's good.
This girl's got timing.
She's like, in high school in the 80s, they said there was a 3-day work week. And whatever happened to that? And my second question, what will life be like after the AI? And a terrifying silence took over the auditorium. And I was like, have you seen Mad Max, bitch?
Oh,
Like,
it's over.
It's
Yeah,
done.
it's over.
We're not around. Extinction event. Like, we don't want to. We're not around. We're not privy to that knowledge.
Did you see on Instagram they showed that Apple's new thing is going to be something that you wear continuously all day?
What? Like the Apple Watch, pretty much. Right?
It's like alternate reality. So you'll look at this computer screen and it'll tell me like, okay, this computer's like 8 years old. It'll tell me the year it was made and all that shit. I can look over at a boss, be like, hey, his heart's beating slow or some shit.
Oh, legit? Hey,
Like
yeah,
it's
exactly.
like it's like Iron Man shit. But I'm like, nobody wants to wear anything all day. Let's just be real here.
Yeah, they're
I'm
just setting
good
up,
with this, man.
They're just setting up the next thing.
Yeah, like just because you sit in a room and you got endless budget to like R&D this, how about you just stop?
I know.
None of us care.
What happened to the fucking Apple TV? Like the TV? What happened to the Apple car? Do that shit.
Dude, they just don't even care anymore. They're like, you guys really want an Apple TV, but what if you just put a TV in your eyes? You're like, I don't want that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll give you 10 grand.
They're like, we'll roll out features slowly but surely, year after year. You're like, that's selling me less.
Dude, like just, why does it have to always advance? Can we just
Will it be affordable? No. All right. Sign me up.
You'll be able to kill
Sign
your
me
wife
up,
with
yeah.
it and revive her. You're like, well, I don't want to kill her.
Yo, I was thinking about this. Yo, for sure, this is going to be a huge market in the future. AI is going to let you upload all home videos and everything recorded of dead loved ones, and you're going to be able to run a module
Yeah.
of like
Them.
your fucking son that died too early, or your grandma or whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
obviously they're like, this is not, they're not alive. There'll be disclaimers. We must remind you that their soul is no longer contained.
Like right after a deep conversation, it's like, I'm just reminding you that I actually am a simulation.
At this time, IBM must remind you at this time that there's no legal ramifications to this. And
There was
Your balance is due in 28 days.
Do you want to meet Nana again, don't you?
There was a Black Mirror episode of that. Do you remember?
I don't watch Black Mirror. This was my own thought.
Oh, really?
I swear to God. Please believe me.
Please believe me.
No, but I watched some of season 1. Black Mirror is sick.
There was that thing where it's like, I think like someone's boyfriend died, but all his voice got like uploaded to the thing, and then the girlfriend like missed him, and then started like texting the AI, thinking it was her boyfriend or something like that. But
It's weird because
Yeah.
it feels like there's not going to be a progression of anything new. Like when Joe Rogan's gone, they're just going to keep.
Oh yeah, they have everything they need. From the Rogan point of view, the hours they have, data-wise, he's simulated fully. Like
yeah,
he can die.
He's already simulated.
Yeah, he's
we don't know that.
Well, you can
Well,
make-
you know the
yeah,
old.
right?
Do you know that old thing where they're
smoking
like,
that weed? I love it.
where I think scientists they're like, this could be
Scientists don't even know.
this could be a simulation or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, like if in 100 years there's no Joe Rogan, but there's two dudes like you and I sitting in a room who are talking about Joe Rogan, but it's AI Joe Rogan. Like, what's the difference?
You talking about AI, Joe Rogan?
No, like you know how right now we talk about Joe Rogan because he's real Joe Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
Say in 100 years, none of us are here. Looks exactly the same, except it's AI Joe Rogan is just a computer, and we're like, did you see the new episode of Joe Rogan last night? But it's not physical living Joe.
Yeah, that's the future's gonna be muddy like that. I predict that
Dude, it's gonna be scary.
anything that's. By the way, that's what the writers' strike is about, huh? Apparently, you know how the writers are striking right now.
Yep.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane quit.
Family Guy. I don't know if it was writers' strike related, but I know he did quit. And to be honest, I didn't even know he was involved. I thought he left a long time
he's
ago.
heavily involved. Yeah.
No, I thought he was focused on American Dad a long time ago. That's why.
No,
Family Guy
he's
went
just
to
one of
shit.
those guys.
He's just signing off on checks.
He's just fucking doing it.
Apparently, the writers don't want AI to do first drafts. So they wanted AI to bang out first drafts of shit and have the humans run it over, make it funny, make it make sense. And they're like, fuck that shit. The AI can work on second drafts, but like in order to like protect your futures, first draft has to be like a human made thing.
Yeah.
Is what they're saying. So I think on that front they're gonna succeed, but I think on the side internet thing, people are gonna be using AI to write first drafts, second drafts, everything.
Everything.
And then I think slowly but surely it's gonna become like if things were developed by humans, there's gonna be like a humanity sticker.
Yes. Oh
Like like the new one, like you know what I mean? There's gonna be two streams of media where it's AI and a human, and everyone's gonna be Whole Foods is gonna be like the human one, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I support human made, whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. The AI is gonna be some next shit. They'll both be like it's art, right?
Yeah.
So the human one may still be better, but the AI one will be way cheaper to create.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And
yeah.
people will just be able
You
to
get a
render
new
it.
Rogan episode every day. You know,
Exactly.
You know,
It's just some guy with a
Seriously.
crazy computer in Singapore will make some next movie now.
Yeah.
Now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right now, it's like thousands. Hollywood, big studios are involved. Next is just going to be pure computing power.
Yeah.
Is going to be the only thing.
Well, I think eventually, like, if we get to that point where it's like, say if they're doing like a Rogan episode every day, I think like you'd be able to get to the point with AI where it's like you just generate whatever movie you want to watch.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? So you
exactly.
just like type it in, and then you have the movie, or you could be like, I want to go watch a movie that a human made, but that takes
Well, like
2 years to make or whatever.
John Wick.
You know what I mean?
but those will be great.
5?
Yeah.
The human ones will be great. The AI ones will just be like, it's the novelty of like, this is exactly what I want.
Exactly.
You know?
I want Transformers.
Miley
12.
Cyrus as transporter with fucking, you know
But
what
the
I mean?
new John Wick is the fourth one or the fifth one?
Fourth.
So I was just reading that Keanu and that director are going to Japan. They're going to hang out, drink, and figure out if they can make another movie. If they could just put all 4 movies into an AI program and be like, "Okay, give us the 5th iteration of the movie."
Oh, I bet you that's how they got the 4th iteration.
But you're like, here's the question: is like, what I guess becomes the difference? Is it that humans, because of the nature of humans, I'm like, well, I know you didn't make that, so I know you're not as valuable. But does the value then become in making it, or the person that came up with the idea to get it made?
Yeah, this is where it all gets fucking muddied. That's what I'm saying. That's
Dude,
what they're
Who
striking.
came up with the idea?
Who came up with the idea to do it?
No. Who came up with the first idea? Like how they're saying in the writer's draft. The writer's strike, it's the first draft, so it's the writer's.
But what if we came up with all the ideas already? Like, what if every
No,
story?
we did not come up with all
What
the
if
ideas.
every story is that's ever been told are all the stories?
No, so Hollywood makes it seem like that because they're doing sequels like crazy.
Not just our modern
But, like-
time. Just I'm saying all. If an
What-
AI could pull from everything.
You know what? Hero with a Thousand Faces, Joseph Campbell, like all.
Yeah, that's
From-
that acting studio tells you to read that book.
Yeah, exactly. From all religion, all of like humanity's core stories have the same structure.
Yes.
Like the protagonist, antagonist, all that shit.
hero's journey?
The hero's journey. So AI just takes that,
Newcomer
plugs in
comes
new
to town.
ideas. AI just takes that, plugs in all the trending shit exactly where it fits perfect, and then they made an internet bomb that is trending on 9 levels.
Yeah.
And it can't be stopped. So the crazy thing then becomes like once AI gets so advanced that it starts getting some fucking legal ownership. That's when it gets crazy.
Of
So it's-
itself?
Yeah. So the AI came up with it. Is
And it wrote up its own contract.
So IBM created the AI
Yeah.
and licenses it to Apple and these people. Apple runs it through their model, comes up with some crazy idea. So is it Apple's thing? Is it IBM's thing?
Or is it the
does the
AI's?
AI have some sort of fucking protection in the future?
Well, I think the AI would write its own protection. So like it would be smart.
Yeah, but
enough
you
to-
need human lawyers though.
Also, see how
And
dynamic.
human like
the,
fucking.
the AI is already its own lawyer, so it's like I'm gonna output this output.
I see what you're doing. You're on the AI's dick right now. That's smart. Yes.
But
The
see
AI
how,
is capable of anything it
see
sets
how
its mind
crazy
to.
though. Like an animal, we don't see an animal as having a level of intelligence.
Says who?
They obviously do.
I mean, look at us, but I mean,
But we respect like a conscious thought, like the level of respect a human. Like look at our society. By virtue of thinking that an AI can like do this shit, we're all like, oh no, like what do we do? But if you just like saw a dog consciously like click the channel, you don't have the same
fear.
you don't have the same fear. But if an AI, it's like I want to watch this, you're like, oh no, that's
It knows.
dangerous.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I
It
think-
likes Succession too. Fuck.
We'll talk
It
about
knows
it.
it has taste. By the way, have you seen how Succession markets?
Dude, I tried it on. I tried the show on.
Oh yeah, what'd you think?
It was okay.
How many episodes?
I think 3.
You don't fuck with it?
I think it's just because it's so normal of a story that we know that story so much. Like
Yeah, I
huge
see that.
mogul with family, like yeah,
Family issues.
yeah, like yeah.
Trouble in Paradise.
Of course.
The royalty shit.
If the show was just like, hey, having a lot of money is great. This is how much fun it is. It'd be like everyone would be like, oh, this is we want it to feel.
it has a realism that I like, and I like that they didn't force crazy amounts of diversity and like this elite,
You like the white balance.
this elite republic world. It's like it's gonna be all white, and they kept it all white, and I like
you
that
like
shit.
that.
It's not like
And
you know what I mean? They're like the CEO we're looking at. It's like an Asian guy versus a Hispanic woman versus like come on, that shit is just fucking TV, you know?
Yeah.
So I like that they actually.
There
kept
are
that shit.
rich, very rich Asian men.
I'm talking about that own Republican news in America. Not really.
No, not really.
Not that I know of. That are like fucking like
None that I know.
but yeah. And I've checked. I've run the numbers.
And I go on a lot of walks.
And I've run the numbers.
Yeah, I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't think it was like, oh my god. But I think I was also going into it expecting it to be this.
Exactly. That's the problem. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
I gotta let it sit a bit.
Whenever people are like, dude, you what? Like that's why people that didn't get into Game of Thrones early stick to being like, fuck Game of Thrones. Because
Yeah.
the whole world was telling you, get away, get
but those
away.
people are
And they're like,
dumb.
no, fuck you.
But it was sick. Game of Thrones was sick until
watched
it
it?
wasn't.
Did I watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
I did.
I was one of those people where I was watching The Walking Dead at the time, right? And then my friend's like, yo, fuck Walking Dead, dude. You gotta watch Game of Thrones. I'm like, all right, I hate zombies anyways. Switch over to Game
Switch.
of Thrones. And then I was like,
Are you a big fan of Game of Thrones?
You hated zombies, but you were watching Walking Dead.
yeah, no, right?
yeah.
He's like,
I'll
I
only
wish
watch-
there was something else on.
So
But
conflicted.
That's
4
the thing.
seasons in, like
I got 3
Fuck
seasons
these
in. I'm
all.
like, this is all
the same.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Walking Dead. My buddy, I would always go smoke hookah at my buddy's place. I was watching it. First of all, pretty bad acting,
Yeah.
pretty bad acting, and just the amount of zombie extras always made me laugh.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even in acting at the time.
Hundreds.
Now that I'm in the game,
Yeah.
I know there was tents with all background people. They're doing their makeup. The one guy's going like, ah! Ah! You know what I mean? Like,
Hundreds of them.
like, yeah, the one guy's just watching the Thriller video, just being like, okay, I'm ready to go.
Also,
Put
they
me
made
in,
like
coach.
that whole show had like its own school. Like you go there to be a zombie. And it made-
Actually?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so many seasons, so many extras.
Oh,
believe
it became its own business, just teaching people how to do these zombie things.
Yeah, they needed a specific zombie look.
People get into it too, man. I bet you get on set and people be like, "What, zombie are you channeling?"
Oh, that was the biggest. Like when people are like, "Oh, come show us your zombie thing," people are like, "Honey, this is it. Been waiting.
Hollywood's calling,
How many
baby.
Halloweens did I tell you this is gonna be a thing?"
Hollywood's calling. He's just talking to himself.
Yeah, literally in the mirror, she's dead.
to the AI wife.
Holy fuck.
That's great, honey. That's great. Have the Leafs beaten anyone yet?
Have the Leafs advanced? Have they advanced?
No,
I miss
honey,
you. I'm
no.
so sorry.
I'm happy I died.
Speaking of movies, I recently saw a whole bunch of movies. Loved every one of them. Guardians 3 was sick.
I was like, all right, drop some fucking titles, dog.
Blackberry was sick.
Blackberry?
Yeah,
about the movie? Or
It's about the story, but here's the thing.
Waterloo?
They took every liberty that could be possibly taken.
In what sense?
Like, everyone came out after it came out and was like, that wasn't what it was like. But the movie's sick. You go on Rotten Tomatoes right
That's
now?
what makes a good movie, though.
That's what makes a good movie.
That's exactly what happened.
If you go on Rotten Tomatoes right now, Blackberry's just really high rated. It's got like 99s or some shit.
Yeah.
And then like all the real people were like, no, we weren't like that. It was like this, but they were like, this is a better story.
Yeah, that's called embellishment.
And
Yeah.
Glenn Howerton in Blackberry is amazing.
Who's Glenn Howerton? That
He's
sounds like
in,
that guy.
um,
Sounds like he makes white people.
Oh yeah, he manufactures.
Glenn Howard.
He's in Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He plays.
He's one of the four.
Yeah, he's
He's the one with the dark hair that looks ethnic, or is the short white guy?
He's the guy that always thinks he's like super good looking.
Oh yeah. Dude, that guy's and he's bald in this, right?
Yes.
Dude, that guy's great.
Dude, he's hilarious. He's so good in
Yeah,
this too,
guy-
man. He's
that,
fucking funny.
That headshot's hilarious because he's primarily a comedic actor. Right?
I know. That is
He
hilarious.
looks like
headshot.
he's fucking trying to like
Look at him in
audition
that.
for Oppenheimer.
It
right?
literally is wildly entertaining. I will say that. I could watch this movie.
Like you would watch this again.
I'll go back to the theater to watch that.
Okay, fuck yeah, it's worth watching.
Oh God, can't wait. Can't wait to see it again. And just saw Fast 10. Jason Momoa's in that.
Yeah,
Nails it.
yeah.
He's-
Is he like a bad guy?
He's the villain, but he's very Gen Z. Like his nails are painted and he's got
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this hair, but it works. Like it's good.
Is like so what, a villain to what capacity? Like world villain or just like?
So I don't know how much you remember the movies, but
I'm gonna steal.
remember that
exactly.
scene where they
catch 'em
steal
all.
remember that scene where they steal that bank vault out of that wall and they're
Fast Five.
Fast Five.
And the helicopter's
best
like
one.
carrying it or something.
No, like the two cars are pulling it.
Oh yeah.
The two
And-
Chargers.
He owned the vault.
Yes. So his dad, like Momoa's dad, that's who the villain is in that movie.
Okay, got it.
Also,
And
he's supposed to be the son.
He's
Brazilian.
the son. So there's a scene where the car beside the father's gets hit into the water, and they bring you back to that moment in the 10th one, and they're like, "That's Momoa." So
Like he was in the car.
so he was in the car. So they kind
So
of
he's angry.
So he recreates it, and then there's this scene in the movie where I was watching. I was telling you this before the pod. These high school kids. So I get there. We get there a little late because I don't go to movies really. I do what you do at the airport with the movies.
You gotta live on the edge, baby.
Living on the edge. So I get there, and
We're gonna miss the features, Jordan.
we
I don't give a-
obviously you check the seats preview. They always show you what the seats are. Nobody's in our row. It's just us two. I get there full row. I'm like, no, not possible.
It just dropped though, right? Movie just came out.
Just came out that day.
Yeah, bro.
My girl's like, okay, these are our seats. All of those guys get up. They're actually in the seats behind us. So they all just literally stand up, go. They were like, oh,
Did they jump just back?
yeah, because we were in the D-box
boys,
ones, the
yeah.
ones that like move when the movie's
Yeah, yeah.
happening.
Excuse me, we
They're
paid
talking.
$96.
They're talking
for
the
this.
whole time with the movie and saying shit like, "Who's this bitch?" Like dumb stuff that makes no
Were
sense.
they
Like,
black kids?
no, white kids trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Worst.
The worst.
White kids trying to be black?
Yeah, like hey, you know Amanda Nunez?
Yes.
So Jordana Brewster is in the Fast movies,
Uh-huh.
and one of the guys goes, "This bitch looks like Amanda Nunez." And we're like, okay, like keep it to yourself. Like,
Did he get a pop from his friends or anything?
Nobody said anything. And then he's like, man, this movie sucks. After his friends didn't laugh at him. So there's a scene in the beginning, and this doesn't ruin anything. There's a bomb. Momoa's fucking with a bomb, okay? And it's like rolling through Italy because he has this truck on a.
It's a Fast and Furious scenario.
It's just a fucking amazing scenario where a bomb is rolling through Italy, and like Vin Diesel's literally like trying to fucking work with this bomb in the car. Like it's sick.
Yeah, it's retarded.
It's like Rocket League. It's to like balance it.
It's amazing. Like it's just fun and shit. So after that scene happens, the kids are like, man, that was so fucking ridiculous. Let's go just smoke darts. This is dumb. I'm like,
well, was that not the opening scene?
yeah. And they left.
And they never came back?
No, those are like $20 tickets.
What the fuck?
They just
Yo,
went-
that blows my mind. The fact that they didn't come back.
Yeah.
That means they probably all just snuck in there, bro. Like, who,
Maybe, yeah.
No way fucking kids put up money like that.
Yeah, good point. I didn't even think about
I
the
never
snake.
walked out of a movie until I was like 27,
Well, your
26.
dad didn't even let you eat in the airport 3 hours before.
27, 26. In my mind, even if a movie sucked, you paid for it. So I got to watch it, right?
is
That
the punishment.
27,
What's the
28.
worst movie you've ever seen in theaters? You're like, I can't. Wow, this is bad. Where you're like, I should walk out, but I'm not going to.
The new Bad Boys.
The new Bad Boys?
The
I haven't
newest
seen it.
Bad Boys?
Is that bad?
We were like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes into it. We just left.
Wow.
The new Bad Boys, we left that.
Why was it so bad?
It was just all fan service. It was just like all like, high five! We've been doing this. This is a fucking number 3. Me and you. Will Smith. Martin Lawrence.
We're doing this thing again.
Yeah, we doing it again. Yeah, exactly. And then it'd be the shot like, I'm not doing it with you. And then he goes, he's got Kalila. Kalila? All right, let's do it. Like,
Yeah.
it was, and then like he's driving backwards, like they were trying to do a Fast and the Furious type. I'm like, oh my god, this thing is cliche and hollow as fuck. You know what I mean?
See, but when they were like, that was ridiculous. I'm saying, yeah, but it's so ridiculous that they've got this formula nailed down now. Where I don't need it to be real. And the first two, sure, back then, 2001, the cars needed to do.
I
real
love that,
shit.
but I like that grounded to reality.
Those were sick.
I love that shit.
But now, it's
I get it.
it
It's
lives
like,
in a cool place where like it could happen. It would never, but it could.
no. Now it's in a place where it could not happen, but you have to suspend your disbelief.
No, I'm saying like logistically, there's no things that the cars don't do that are beyond science.
Hey. 7 or 8, The Rock is holding a chain that's pulling a helicopter, and he's like,
Yes.
and he held them. Okay,
But I'm saying like it's
Is
not,
that not
it's not like
like-
his arms are
Yeah, but that's The
stre-
Rock. I can believe that.
But it's not like
but
his arms
Dwayne
are
The Rock Johnson?
stretching
Yeah.
or some shit. Like it's like, okay, this is okay. We just
no,
have to believe.
don't try to.
We just have to believe
rationalize
that
it.
he is strong versus like this car is like, they make it seem as though it could happen in this world, which
Oh.
I'll give it when that makes sense.
Yeah, suspend your disbelief.
Yes.
It's just like you got to suspend it more and more. You know,
Yeah,
at
yeah.
one
But
point
we want it.
We do want it,
We
but
want
at
it.
one point there has to be a respect for like people's intellect. So it's like with the biggest scenes of the movie. Okay, suspend your disbelief, right? But then it's like everything. I can't constantly be doing it. At least make most of it
but-
grounded in reality, and then the
man.
big scene's just insane.
Man,
okay,
they do
whatever.
it so fucking wild. Like there's one scene where he backs out of the car. It's in a helicopter and he drops.
What movie is this?
I think this is Fast 10, but he a car can't fucking drop out of the sky and land and drive.
Yeah, see,
But it
that's
lands
more
on-
believable.
but it lands on
than
two
the Rock
cars.
holding a helicopter.
But that's
with
what
a chain.
But that's what I mean. But that's what I mean. Like all these things, they always work out in the Fast movies.
Yeah. So wait, what was the worst movie you've seen?
In theaters,
Did you walk out of a movie ever?
have I ever walked out of a movie? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the worst movie I've ever seen, maybe what's that movie with John Cusack and the world is ending or
2012.
yeah, I think that was the worst
Really?
movie I've ever seen.
I saw this movie called Skyline. Have you guys heard of that?
Why
Has
have-
nothing
I've
to
heard
do
of
with
that.
Nissan.
No.
Yeah.
It's an alien movie, and it actually seems like it was written by ChatGPT because it's like they just tried to get all the tropes and like cram it into a movie, regardless of if it
flowed
works.
or not. Yeah.
So they tried to they take over their brains and da-da-da-da-da. Then they had the one cliche scene where it's the last fighter jet like going through everything. Just I'm like, is
Too
the worst.
much.
And then they made a sequel that was even worse than the original one. It's terrible.
That's
And I
what
didn't
makes
walk out.
fucking
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick such a fucking great movie.
Yeah,
God, that was a
dude.
good movie, bro.
That
That's
movie's
the best
amazing.
movie I've seen. That, in the grand scheme of things, that might be the best movie I've ever seen. Like
I saw it twice in
Me
theaters.
too. Me
I saw it
too.
twice.
And I paid for it each time. Like I didn't sneak in either time. Like,
1 second though. There's parts of it where you're like, this is lame, but the whole thing, delivery wise, is amazing.
the pacing, they essentially like. That may be his top movie. Like even like
It also
when he
is
exits his
almost
career.
a shot for shot remake of the first one.
I never even saw the first one.
You don't need to.
Yeah.
It's the same movie.
Perfect.
Like when I'm saying same movie, I'm saying, you know that scene where he drives in on the motorbike?
Yeah.
And they like look over and he's like that's in there.
Oh,
It's-
I could tell.
it's straight
You
up
know
in
when
there.
I knew they were doing this when they were at the beach for no reason
Yes.
and he's 55 like playing with them, everyone's shirtless. I'm like, I think they're just going frame for frame on the last movie.
Also, one of my favorite scenes in that movie is when he's doing the beginning shit where he's going into 10 G's and then
I love numbers. So I
Yes.
love just give me like 10.1 like Yo, come home, dog. What you doing, bro? 10.2. Yo, B, how you doing this? Yo, that's an $80 billion aircraft that you exploded.
and it's just like a beam of light that they're showing you.
And they're like, send him to another department. He just
That actor,
wasted
that,
80
that
bill.
actor that's the hard ass, that's
The black guy?
No, the white guy that fires him, Ed Harris.
Oh, yeah.
That scene where he like drives up his truck and then he parks and then he stands there and then
Madman.
the thing flies over him.
Oh, that's the best.
What the fuck
That's
is that?
the
That's just
best.
a rock hard dick,
That's
dude.
the best. Because he was never in it after that
No,
scene, right?
It was just like 2 seconds.
But he was in the original, I'm assuming, right?
well, no, he's his like captain or whatever, and then he says, "I'm sending you back to thing," and that's Ed Harris's whole.
Ed Harris is the most perfect grizzled army veteran.
Dude,
please,
he's just
until-
a great actor.
Please keep using him in movies until the day he fucking dies.
Truman
like,
Show,
Yo,
dude.
like right there, what's that? The Rock? That's from The Rock, right?
The Rock, yeah.
Oh, the one with Sean Connery?
Yeah, that's a
God,
great
what
movie.
a great movie where he's like,
What a great movie, dude.
he's such a military high level presence.
Dude,
Just-
that period of time where they had those military movies,
bro, that was the
dude,
best.
those were sick.
That was the best.
My God.
Fuck yeah, this guy's the shit.
I
man.
also love him in Truman
Mad
Show.
movies.
Ed Harris was in the Truman Show.
Oh, I haven't seen that in a minute.
Yeah, have you ever seen that, Dante?
No.
Oh
The
my
Truman Show, it's a
God,
classic
you
right
gotta
there,
watch
bro.
the Truman Show.
That's one
man.
of Jim Carrey's like
Epic.
full
Yeah, people
full
been telling
classics.
me to watch it. It's like Game of Thrones. I mean, I get it.
It's literally like the mask
Honestly, it's so good.
pet detective and the Truman Show.
Actually,
probably.
Truman Show was one of those things that's like way so ahead of its time. Like way ahead of its time.
I actually did watch it a couple years ago, and I remember. I'm surprised they just ended it on that door scene, huh? Do you remember how it ended?
Yeah.
he just goes in the door and it ends. You're like, oh,
he
fuck.
says his catchphrase. Good evening.
to infinity and beyond.
No,
or
he's,
something like that,
he's
right?
like, and if I don't see you,
Yeah.
have a good night.
Yeah, so whatever the fuck. But yeah. Whoa, what a sick show or what a sick movie.
Oh, also in Fast 10, John Cena's in it.
Oh my God.
And John Cena's such...
Every roided person.
But he's such a much better actor than The Rock.
John Cena takes it seriously.
Dude, his scene with this...
No,
he's-
The Rock is a great actor. I thought you were saying Vin Diesel.
No, I'm saying like if you gave a comparison, like John Cena blows him out of the water, man.
Actually?
The moment he gives you in this... So there's a couple moments in this movie that are like... You don't need these scenes, but they're just so good that they're feel-good scenes.
Yeah.
And John Cena nails these, man. You're like... You're
Like,
you're
it's
The
not funny.
Rock wants
It's not
to-
funny.
No, they are funny.
Okay.
But they're endearing and they're funny, and he's like...
It makes you like everyone.
Yeah, he makes you like him. He makes you like the whole mission and shit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
sick. Yeah, they nailed it.
Dude, Top Gun Maverick, that the only thing that was like a little like, okay, fuck off, was
Was that sex scene? That
Yeah.
Cialis commercial sex scene where they're just like smiling at each other and they're glistening lights.
and then they go on the boat, and then he goes forward and she goes behind him because she's taller than him.
Yeah, it's
clearly,
weird.
and he's standing on a box and like, what is this? But when they're on the enemy runway and they get into the fucking thing, that's like a stretch, but still, like, it's not Fast in the
Well, they
Furious,
needed
like,
to have us believe there could be a moment where they don't.
they don't make it.
Yeah.
But what I love when he's going up against the 2 Gen 5 fighter. He's like, you can't go up against them.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they're like, like doing this thing. And then he just quickly takes one out. And now it's just a one-on-one. I'm like, yo, that's the best, bro.
Let's go.
That's the only move. You got to quickly take one out. And now it's a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Yo, what a fucking movie, bro.
And they
Holy
all
shit.
and the way they use the word dog fight, you're like, it's a dog fight out there. Like it's not. It's jets fighting.
And I like the way they got the bravado and everything of all the top pilots when they're playing pool and shit.
Yes.
Like having been in the military, the vibes was perfectly accurate.
Yeah.
And I was like in reserves, so I imagine like regular force. Americans in the military, they're way more intense. Like Americans breed kids from youth come
Killers.
from military family.
Killers.
And like they know they're going in the military. Canada, you don't have that much. A lot of
do
people
for
go to
hockey players.
for hockey players, but I'm talking about for the military.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people are bred for military.
Yeah.
Here we just go because it's a good like fucking
fun.
career.
It's
Yeah.
fun.
It's good money. But there in America, bro, they come from
money.
from military families.
Yeah,
These guys
they're
are fucking
making a
doing
difference out there.
pull-ups, just prepping to fucking
Yeah.
protect the country as soon as possible.
Speaking of pull-ups as a baby, McGregor Forever, a documentary on Netflix.
Never watched it.
He puts his little kid up on the rings, the gym rings, and he's a baby dude, and he lets him go. And he doesn't fully let him go. He has his hands there, but the kid's got himself. He can hold himself up.
How old is the kid?
Young, like baby.
Like less than a year?
Yeah. And you're like, damn. And then actually, you see his little kid, he like boxes like with his dad. Like you can tell he's like into fighting. It's weird.
Really?
You
Yeah.
have no choice when you're McGregor's kid, though.
But he's like showing his kid, he's like,
You do nothing.
and then the little baby goes, like he really does it. And I'm like, man,
Yeah.
he gets it.
Yeah.
His kid's
that
gonna
shit
grow up
makes
to be
me
a
want a
fighter.
kid. That shit makes me
His kid's gonna grow up to be a fighter.
You know us, we're gonna be like with our kids, just like in front of the mirror, just like grabbing a mic. Like, hey, what's up? You doing crowd work with your kid? Yeah, your kid like, yeah, you're fatty over here. You're like, yeah, that's feel good. You watching Chimp Empire on Netflix?
Chimp Empire.
It's supposed to be the shit. I can't wait to
No,
watch it.
I haven't heard of this at all.
Yeah, but you're not watching Chimp Empire.
What is it? Is
By
it-
the way, Chimp Empire sounds like a show Homer would be watching in Simpsons. like, I can't go to this recital.
Or it
I'm
sounds like
watching
somebody's
Chimp
like
Empire.
microchipping chimps and trying to fucking
and do a succession
Yeah.
with chimps.
just get them to work for you.
Bro, AI took Planet of the Apes and Succession and combined them. Yo, I
Chimp
would pay money
Nation.
for that shit. Chimp
Nation.
Empire. Yeah, it's just kind of like a documentary type thing with like a narrative or something.
I like that style.
It's supposed to be great. I was listening to Will Sasso on Theo's podcast. Said it's fucking great. So.
I'm gonna check out that thing called the WeWork documentary. Have you heard about those guys? So the WeWork people, it's like a working space. All three of us, we could just go there, rent out a space, and work with.
the ones who almost died during COVID.
Well, they were like crazy. Their office was like cocaine and drugs, and they would go to Las Vegas and shit and just spend all this money. They would get all these millions and millions and millions of dollars from these stocks
Investments.
and just blow it.
Yeah.
So of
That's
course,
a story told 1,000 times. That exact thing.
of course, I want to see what happens, right? Like what the hell they
Did it end? Is it done?
I think it's still a company. That guy who is like too fun was like, you guys.
He's out. Yeah, the
He's
fun
out.
guy's out. It's weird when you have the documentary and the company's still like.
Yeah, because I think with shit like that where
we
they're like,
blew it all on
the
coke.
company's a good idea. You gotta go.
Yeah.
but we're gonna keep this going. That shit what happens.
Yeah, there was when I used to work in Silicon Valley, we used to work with startups, and there was this one startup that made like a crazy. They made a crazy fucking motorcycle helmet, where in the inside it shows you it's like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Speed, everything, camera, Bluetooth, everything, but like it got crowdfunded for like $10 million or something like
Shit.
that. So then these two guys just started like. It was a kind of a lie, essentially. The fact that they could make it. They just had an amazing marketing angle.
had
An
the best
amazing
idea.
They made the
there was-
prototype and
Oh,
blah blah.
okay.
So, but these guys just started fucking. They both bought R8s. They both bought apartments in Miami. They're fucking full coke guys, and like the whole thing just fell apart.
So it wasn't even real.
It could not be made for market for like less than $1,000. Like it died. Because it was like, we're going to make it for $300. And like, they got blazers and it's like hand stuff and fucking
Keynotes.
talking keynotes, talking like
Pamphlets.
Obama, beautiful fucking graphics and shit. And it was just, they just took all the money and just balled. Didn't even like, take it to like the Cayman Islands or anything. Just blew it, which
Wow.
you gotta respect too. I'm like, put the documentary out.
Dude, that probably happens a lot where with these dudes.
Constant. It's constant.
Rich guys want to give you money.
Because you can make millions just out of an amazing marketing pitch. That's it. That's all it really takes.
Yeah.
The prototype doesn't even have to. No one has to hold
Dude,
the prototype
that's
to be
why-
like, yo, I pledge $100.
That's why you got to watch BlackBerry, because there's that they have that moment, because obviously we know BlackBerry was a massive company, gigantic. The guys are still fucking rich as hell.
Yeah, I went to Waterloo. They're fucking right next to us.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, they hired everyone from Waterloo except me.
And they
Fuckers.
had, well, they don't like black people.
Yeah.
They had
It's all in Act 2 of the movie.
they had a moment where they have to pitch this prototype of this phone, and Jim Balsillie is the guy who founded the company. He's the sales guy. He's like us. He's like the presenter guy. So there's a moment where he's like, "Oh, do you not have the prototype? We really need the prototype." And then he's about to do like the presentation side of it, but they're all technical people there. So he does the sales thing, and they're like, "Yeah, man, of course we want that, but it can't be done." And then the other guy comes in and he explains how it can be done. And that moment, you're like, if this was bullshit, people are giving you so much money just to hear what you're saying right now.
Because it was like electrifying.
It was just like, this is the problem we're trying to solve. And they solved it. It's just like, how many of these guys walk into a meeting, they're like, yo, we're going to do it. $300, you're going to get all the speed, everything. And one guy's like, yeah, I'll give you 10 million.
I'll give you 10 million.
That's what we've been looking for.
Can you buy an R8 though?
Can it come with an R8?
Yeah, we'll arrange for it.
Because they just want nice ass cars and stuff.
Bro, that's what we're doing here, bro. Close but way out, trying to get R8s.
Speaking of what we're doing here, is that it?
Yeah. Apparently, the last one we said we were going to launch. This one, there was issues. So I think this will be the first one out with video. If it's video, hit subscribe, do the whole thing.
We don't have 3 cams yet, eh?
Yeah, we'll figure all that shit out. I mean, I got fucking big ass shadows here. So we got other problems too. But let's call it, boys.
Yay, that's
Till
close
next
but way
time.
off. Thank you so much. Holy shit.
Bye.